Well, good morning. Good morning. This is Saturday. I think today is what's today? Hmm. 16th of January 2021. We are in the middle of a pandemic that's been going on for too long now, a year. And I suspect it's going to be going on for much longer. I personally have had a few relatives with COVID. So if anybody's a conspiracy theorist and feel like it's not real, I can personally attest to the fact that it is. And having been a respiratory therapist for many years, and in the past having had those symptoms, I know I've had SARS before. And if anybody knows what a respiratory therapist does, we do all the nasty, icky stuff that has to do with breathing, ventilator care, sometimes putting a patient on a ventilator, oftentimes weaning them off, blood gases where we get blood from your arteries to see how you're breathing. Respiratory therapists in my opinion, and many others' opinion, have never gotten their just due. Most people just think, nurse, 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 nurse. No, breathe, breathe, breathe. Not being able to breathe is no fun. But that's not the focal point of this video. We're just trying to timestamp what we're dealing with right now in this country. And why, I've heard, I'll have to check it out, so don't take this as gospel. I even heard that Mexico is giving I call it a tribe, because when you're part of a country, I look at it as a tribe, and you're supposed to take care of your tribal members. But only in America, that's based out of racism, that took land from both of my ancestors, Native people, Native Americans, and dragged my other ancestors, kidnapped them from Africa and brought them here, and they were forced into labor. Those are the people that truly built this country. But you have white, many times racists, that run this country and refuse to give to the people. I'm like, you didn't even build this country. What the fuck? What in the fuck? And you're haggling over pennies and dimes, money, that if you would just give it out, it'll be recycled. That's why they call it a stimulus. It stimulates the economy. It's real simple. A lot of things people try to make difficult are not difficult at all. They just try to make it that way for whatever their hidden agenda is. We know about people with hidden agendas, especially politicians, or as some call politricians. Give them money. It's going to come back. It helps. It helps. I mean, it's not national. It's a worldwide embarrassment. I think even Biden said that it's embarrassing that America's allegedly the richest country in the world, that was built on the backs of Africans that were stolen and brought here and forced into labor. He didn't say all this. I'm saying this other part. And Native Americans who were here, but whites allegedly run it, because I personally don't think there's as many white people in America as they keep saying. There's a lot of people in America, but I don't believe there's as many, that they're the majority. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And if they did their DNA and you followed the white slave master's rule that you're one drop, because there's some people that have been in my family, that are in my family, that are not just light-skinned. Yeah, I do have Irish blood twice. They're not just light-skinned. I have a great aunt back in the 20s that actually passed for white. Normally when they're about 20% black, they pretty much look white. That I've seen quite a few that are 20% black, and they can pretty much pass. I mean, you wouldn't know. The only thing is that blackness is in them, kind of like Mariah Carey, so they have that little swag. But you can tell, like they said, people can tell your own. You can tell people that have black in them. You can tell people that have native in them. You can tell people that are not totally white, even though they may think they're fooling everybody. You're not fooling everybody. We know. We know. I want to talk to you real brief. I'm going to try to keep this short because I've been babbling for about 5 minutes now. I'm the Black Indian, Black Native American, about the ordeal that I went through. And this happened in 2018. And it may seem, you may be like, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, but COVID happened. And a lot of bullshit happened. And I'm breaking this up in segments. I'm going to call this part 2. When I was dragged out of my house by the police, and, you know, God is my witness, I had not done anything wrong. I didn't exhibit anything strange. I hadn't done anything other than I had already become a target months before. Me and my family run a legal dog sanctuary. It's not even a rescue. And at the time we were waiting for kennels to be donated, we got a grant for $5,000 from a private donor. So we were waiting for that. So we had the dogs in the house. And I wanted to mention before that during this time, it was 19 dogs. 6 of were my personal, but technically we call them all our personal because this is a sanctuary. So, you know, it's their home. My beloved Cochise, he was an 85-pound lab, big bear lab chow mix. They beat my baby in the head, the dog pound, after the police had told them don't go in her house, allegedly. But see, you've got crooked cops. At this point, me and my family, we even teach my niece and nephew, you do not trust the police, do not talk to the police, don't have anything to do with them because they're evil, they're bad. That is what children, especially children of color, need to be taught. Even the black ones, even if they are of color, do not trust them. They are the devil. They are the devil. Even after the Memphis Animal Services was told, don't go in that woman's house. Leave the dogs alone. They're being cared for. It was told to me, and I actually still have the text. Let me just say this too. Anything I'm saying on here, anything I'm telling you, I can back it up. I've got paperwork. I have it. Other people have it. We actually have a team. We had to pull a team together for this shit. Okay? Everything I'm telling you, I can back it up. I can show you the paperwork. We have everything on saved digitally as well. And everybody on the team has copies of it. So what I'm telling you, I can back up. They were told to leave the dogs. So first of all, they had illegally confined me. It's kidnapping. I had done nothing wrong. They said that someone said something, but the person that allegedly said it could not give specifics. And by law, please look in your law books. Look up Tennessee law. If you're going to try to say that someone said something or they're harmful or possible harm to someone else, you have to state specifics. Motherfucker, if you can, I cuss. And yes, I'm a reverend. I'm an ordained minister. If you cannot testify to specifics of what the fuck you're saying, you cannot just confine someone because someone said something that they said. Legally. Now, it's Jennifer Sink, and I will say that ugly white bitch's name to forever, the ugly white bitch, because she's a city attorney that in bankruptcy court, when I told her you had no business in my house and that white racist bitch told me we can do what we want to do. And we paid this bitch's salary. See, I know she's a Trumpster. They paid, and when I say they, the city of Memphis paid outside and city attorneys that make too much money already to defend illegal activities. That's corruption. That's a gang. That's like they're not the mafia, because even the mafia wouldn't have done what they did. That's mafia type shit. That's mishandling of public funds. You had no probable cause. You had no motherfucking warrant. I'm in my house minding my own motherfucking business, trying to get ready for bed. And you got 20 grown-ass males. I will never call those motherfuckers men, because man, you lucky my daddy's not living. You lucky my daddy's not alive. The only real prayer I have is that someone does what they did to me to someone they love. I don't want it for them. My prayer is that because that's the only way that a motherfucker can understand the depth of that. If someone drags your mammy out of her house, your precious little daughter, yeah, drag that little bitch out of her house and do what you did to me to them, then you can get it. Because any other way, you're not going to understand it because you don't want to, because you feel entitled. What it felt like to be dragged out of your house is surreal. And that paramedic, the Memphis Fire Department paramedic, that bitch needs to go to jail. All of them need to. You broke down my door for these damn fools, these inbreds. Because their mama and their brother had to have had a baby. Because nobody with good sense would have done what they did to me that night. It was not even logical. It's like they were a pack of dogs, and no offense to dogs, because that's offensive to animals. I'm a bad bitch. I'm just going to tell you, and I'm not a bitch, but I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm strong. I was born and bred this goddamn way. I'm mentally strong. I'm physically strong. And I have Graves' disease, and I have Ramsay's Hunt, which they cause to be way worse. Look it up. I don't feel like explaining it. Maybe one day I'll do a video on it. Both of those disease processes are brought on by stress, which they tried to kill me that night with their lies. And could you imagine? Close your eyes. If you're in your home, or even if you're sitting in your car and listening to this, and just close them. Do this for me. Do this for my dogs. Do it for our dogs. And imagine if you're in your car, 20 big, grown, stupid cops beating and banging on your car windows and doors, yelling at you, get out, come out, come out, come out, and flashing lights in your windows. And you like, what the fuck have I done? I'm in my car. Or you're in your house and all of a sudden you hear this sea of males beating and banging on your doors and windows. I'm going to be honest with you. I have nightmares and I have not slept since that night. When I say I have not slept, I have no peace in my life. No, a therapist can't give it to me. Nobody can give it to me. They took something they can't give back. You can't fix that. Some shit you can't fix. But see, what pisses me off is these stupid motherfuckers walk around like, well, you know, we were trying to help. You weren't. Stop lying. You weren't trying to help. Your whole agenda was to harm. I have no empathy and I have no sympathy. That died that night. I have no empathy, or I'm just like them now. I don't feel shit. I was on the news 3 times. You can look it up. The female news girl was not sincere, and I'll get into that later. She was with this shit. The 2 males I feel like were. The last one I was able to cry. I haven't even grieved. I don't feel shit. I don't feel. I'm numb. When you've been violated, I feel like a rape victim, like I've been raped. That's what it feels like I've been raped. Back to the sleep. I have nightmares 3 nights a week. Nightmares to them coming in the house. Nightmare of the police, the pow, Memphis police dragging me out of my home. But they're so righteous, right? Oh, we had to do why? And then the city attorneys, they're just the sick. You don't know how sick people are. And some of the main motherfuckers walking around are sick. They're sick. How do you defend that? Well, we just doing our job. No, baby, it doesn't work like that. That's a cop-out. That's bullshit. You don't defend wrong. Didn't your grandmama ever tell you? Didn't your grandmother ever tell you? You don't defend wrong. I don't give a fuck what. Because karma's a bitch. Karma's like Corona. Corona don't give a shit. That bitch don't give a damn. Corona does not care if you white, black, gay, straight, who you work for. Corona is the most equal opportunity sick, evil disease I've ever seen. That bitch don't give a shit. Well, karma's the same. And I say that because you don't defend wrong. But these people are caught up in their little positions. Bitch, when we all leave this earth, let me get spiritual with you for a minute. I am a reverend. When you leave this earth, all this shit, you leave here, you don't even have the option of taking it with you. So your title, whether you be a cop, a judge, and all that stuff, you're simple, you're common. You cannot take any of that with you. You don't even have the option. Only thing you can't even take your own goddamn body. The only thing you can take is your soul. And you don't even own that. So cut the bullshit about we had to do it. No, you didn't. These motherfuckers set up and said that our house was a mess. But they trashed it. They trashed it. This is something that I have not revealed, even in court documents. We had an issue here, and MLG&W had to come. And long story short, he said, baby, come here. He was looking at the hot water heater. He said, baby, come here. I said, what? He said, you know your hot water cord has been cut. I said, oh, no, I mean, what? You sure want the dog sent you on? He said, baby, come here, baby. These dirty motherfuckers cut the wire to our hot water heater. I have no lies to tell. I have no lies to tell. Alexis Pugh, Glenn Andrews. I can't think of the other motherfucker's name. The white nigga. I can't think of his name. I'll go into detail. There's going to be parts to these audios. I think better when I'm not visual, but I will show you my face. You've seen my face before, God. But I'm able to get it out more when I'm more just audio. So much happened. So if you ever hear me go back and forth a little bit, no, I'm not deranged. No, I'm not. It was so much. These motherfuckers did so much. And if I wasn't my mother's child, if I wasn't a descendant of my ancestors, if I wasn't a bad bitch, because I'm a bad motherfucker. I am. I'm her. Now, her that I am. Yeah, her that I am. Yeah, because if someone had done to any of those sick bastards what they did to me individually, they wouldn't be able to talk like I'm talking to you right now. What pisses me off is what they did to those babies. They're our children. You don't do that. And they meant no good for it. And I'm going to get to these dirty lawyers. And motherfucker, I'm going to name your asses. Fuck you. Because Memphis is so corrupt. The lawyers work with the opposite side. But they're like spies. So you hire them not knowing. Because you're in a crisis. They're the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of the low. And you wonder why a lot of them are drunks and all fucked up. That's karma, bitch. It's probably more karma coming to you. But if you hear me kind of dance around and say this and that, it's because there was so much going on at one time that the average human being would not be able to handle it. And they wouldn't. If someone came at them like they came at I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm bad. I can take it. I'm made out of that. I took a few shots, but I'm a bad bitch. But you hurt our babies. See, they had already been through enough. Many of our dogs had been abused, beaten, and the couple that money was extorted from us, we had to buy them back. They're traumatized. They're through. They're nowhere near adoptable. Period. What they did when they broke in the house, I can't even talk about it. I can't even discuss it. I can take it. I can take it. But you hurt innocent animals. They were in their own home, minding their own business, just like I was. You fucked with me. You fucked with me. I wasn't fucking with you. You fucked with me. You violated my international human rights, you dumb country bumpkins, you dumb fucks. You violated international human rights. And as an indigenous person, you don't do that. We got enough goddamn problems. Racially, and the white motherfucker that put black, bitch, I'm not just black, I'm indigenous. They were so disrespectful, goddamn, at least get my goddamn race right. Goddamn. Everybody ain't black, bitch. Everybody ain't crazy. I feel like long term, I don't care if it decreases the police force down to 30%. At least you'll have 30% that you think are sane. Those dirty motherfuckers, including the higher ups, need to be subjected to mental